There is a hole in the Mexican highlands, 14,000 years old. At the bottom of it, the bones of 14 mammoths. None of them were speared, not one. Something walked them into the dark, something they never saw coming. And the humans who did it? They were smaller than you, slower than you, armed with sticks. Here's the problem nobody talks about. A woolly mammoth weighs 6 tons. It has tusks that can gut a lion. It can outrun a human easily. So how do you kill something like that? With a spear made of wood and stone? The answer is, you don't. Not with a spear first. You kill it with a lie. Ice Age hunters didn't chase mammoths. They studied them. For days, sometimes weeks. They learned their trails, the paths worn into the earth by generations of the same herds, and they found the one thing every mammoth trail eventually crosses: a narrowing, a gully, a ravine, a frozen sinkhole hidden under snow, a place where a 6-ton animal has nowhere left to turn. That's what this pit in Mexico was. Not a trap they dug in a night. A trap the landscape already built, and humans just aimed the herd toward it. Fires, noise, coordinated shouting from a dozen directions. Mammoths don't panic like deer. They panic like a crowd. One moves. They all move. And on this particular night, 14 of them moved the wrong way. Into the pit, into the dark, into bones that archaeologists would find 14,000 years later, stacked on top of each other like a mass grave. But here's what should bother you. A pit doesn't kill a mammoth instantly. A fall from that height, it breaks legs, it traps the animal, it doesn't finish the job. So what happened next? Took hours. This is the part faceless documentaries don't show you. The hunters didn't retreat after the fall. They came closer, to an animal the size of a school bus, thrashing, screaming, still strong enough to kill any one of them with a single kick. They used spears here, but not to stab from a distance like you're picturing. They used them like javelins first, at the throat and belly, from just outside kicking range. Then, when the animal weakened, they moved in on foot. Some of them didn't walk away from that pit. We know this because we've found human remains near mammoth kill sites too. Skulls with fractures, ribs that healed wrong and then broke again. The mammoth wasn't the only thing that could die that night. So why do it at all? Why risk your life, your hunters, your entire camp, for one animal? Because one mammoth wasn't one animal. One mammoth was 6 months of food, bones for tools, hide for shelter, fat for lamps that would burn through the Ice Age dark. A single kill could keep 30 people alive through a winter that killed everything weaker than them. This wasn't hunting for sport, or even survival in the small sense. This was the difference between a tribe that saw spring and a tribe that didn't. That's why they took the risk. That's why they built the trap instead of the chase. Because a chase can fail. A trap, built right, only has to work once. And it did work, for thousands of years. Across Siberia, across the Americas, kill sites like this one keep turning up. Different tribes, different continents. The same idea, discovered again and again. You don't outrun the biggest animal on the tundra. You outthink it. The mammoth wasn't killed by the strongest hunters in history. It was killed by the most patient ones. And maybe that's the real reason we're still here and they're not.